Hello everyone, this is Mohsin AR. This is the second part of the video. If you have not watched first part of the video, I recommend you to go and watch first part of this video. In first part of the video, we have implemented this bottom navigation bar. In this, we have 4 icons, and under the icon we have a little dot which is showing that currently in which tab or in which screen we are currently on. So in this video, this is the second part of the video, and the second part of the video we will be implementing this screen. So before moving to this screen, I need to first implement screens or tabs on every icons. Whenever I click food, then I will get a different screen. Then when I click on recipe explorer wish list, so I have to implement screens. For that I will create a different classes, not classes but dirt files. For that first we have so as you know, I will just implement these two screens, one for explorer and another for recipe or any name you want to give. Second screen I will implement is a showcase or recipe screen. This will be in the third part of my this tutorial. So this will be a third video which I will be uploading to my channel. So in the second video, now let's start with this screen. So before moving to silver app bar or that screen which is explorer, we need to go back to our previous example. This is same example. I have not changed any thing or I have not changed any code. I'm just continuing the previous video. Let's remove this hello center widget widget text to the new one, and for that I have to use first of all I need to create a list, final list, and that is widget bottom bar tabs or bottom bar root or bottom bar screens, whatever name you want to give. It totally depends upon you. Widget. In this I will use food and explore recipe wish list. Just control food dot create a class. Yes. Okay, so I need to create a stateless class inside the food dot file, and import material package. Key child center child text hello food widget. The next one explore and stles stateless widget explore implement material package. Oh, escape, and now implement material package. And the same code I want to copy and paste to this one, child. Okay, and the recipe, same stles. Oh, recipe, import material, copy same code, same child, and the same TLS widget, wish list, material, then copy and the paste and save. So also change the food, and this should be recipe, and this should be explore, this should be wish list. Now come back to main.dart, and now let's import our food class, and then import explore dot, import recipe, import wishlist. Now we have import all these classes in the main.dart. Now let's use this one dot element add as a function. Inside this I will pass a selected index. Okay, so whatever index is, whenever I click recipe, so the index would be 1, then 1 inside this app bar screens list, it will get element at location or index 1. So in the 1 index we have an explorer, but in the 1 index we have a navigation bar item is a recipe. So I will move this to one location, and now it should find. Copy and save and hot reload. Now whenever I click recipe, I will get hello recipe widget, then explorer widget, then wishlist widget. Okay, now let's implement explorer widget. Let's move to our explorer class. Here we need to remove this text and just implement the new code, or just to write new code. And in the explorer we will be using let's say we will be using custom scroll view. Inside this we have a silvers, and inside the silvers we will use a silver app bar. And this in the silver app bar we have a lot of options, a lot of properties we'll be using. so hard to find end bracket, or which bracket is missing, which bracket is not, so it takes time. Okay, so we have a silver a bar. Inside silver a bar we have a lot of properties. One by one we will be using each properties, whatever we need to implement these this cards and this screen. So first of all I will use title, and the silver a bar title, hello silver a bar. Okay, so we have got a silver a bar. In this there is another property called expanded height, and the height of this is 100, so this is expanded height. After that we will be using a background color of white colors, white. Yes, background color is a white, just because we need a white color. So background color is a white, and then we will be using a flexible space. In the flexible space we will use flexible space bar. I will use flexible space bar. Okay, so inside is flexible space bar we have a property called background, and in the background I will use a container widget. And the container widget will have padding, just because we need to pad or we need to apply padding from left side and the right side. So the padding should be edge z dot only, and the left side 10 or 15, right side 15, and the bottom side 10. Our text is not visible, so we don't need text, just because of we are using background color is white. And after that, inside this container I will use child column, and that column will be okay. Before using or implementing this column, let's implement what we can say grid silver a bar, and there is a property called silver silver a bar. Inside, after silver a bar there is a property called silver grid. So we should implement a constant. Let's make it on, put it on new line, constant as silver grid delegate with the fixed cross count. Yes, huge name, and for this count I need to pass a 2, just because we want a 2 from left and right, not left and right, but we want 2 grids or 2 cards, so I should pass a 2. And the second property is child aspect ratio, which should be 1 by 1, and cross spacing should be 0. And in the delegate I will use silver child build build delegate. Okay, inside this delegate I will return, because this is a callback method, so before returning I need to pass a reference of context and index. Now I should return widget which will be container, and the container child, for the testing purpose I will use a text and say hello. Let's save this and semicolon, save it, and child return. This is anything wrong? Oh, save it, and then okay. So I did not save the file. Command save and Control S, hot reload. So these are grades. If I pass 2 or change from 2 to 4, then you can see we will get 4 grades. If I do 6, then we will get 6. But for now, and for our UI, I need I need only two containers, so I just pass cross axis count equal to 2. Now inside this container I have to write a logic for a random color for each container. So for that I will implement this letter. First go to the previous column. In the previous column we will be using the column, and inside the column I will use I'm using row for this top level row. Inside the row we have what to eat and this filter icon. So inside this row I will use children, and the expand will have a child. Or you can say not the child, but I will use a container. Container, inside the container I will use text. Text is what to eat, and style for this text is style, and the text style should be font size, and font size 20 is better, I guess. Yes, 20 is better. And inside the container I will use padding only bottom 5, and the alignment should be alignment dot center. Save it and yes, so our column, or sorry, our text is visible but not on the exact position where we want to show it. For that I will use main axis alignment and the main axis alignment to end. So now it's a perfect, now it's on a right position. And after this expand, I will use icons dot icon not icon, I use icon class and icons dot filter outline. Yes, so we have set our top text here. We have after that we need this text field, and for the text field I will go back to our column, and this is a row for this line, and now I'll go back to our column, and the column I will use sized box for a space between text field and this text. So I will use size box with the height of 40. Then I will use container, and inside the container we will have a child text field, and inside the text field I will use a decoration input decoration. Yes, input decoration, and in the decoration I will use a hint text for this hint and this search, and the search written inside the text field, and this for this I will use a hint text, and that will be search. And after that I will use content padding. Okay, I'll leave it for this time. And the prefix icon, and the icon this, and inside this icons dot search. Okay, after that we will use a border. Now let's run it. Okay, so we have a search now, but we want to give a round border to this search. For that we'll be using border property and outline input border, outline input outline input border. Yes, in that I will use border radius and border radius dot all, in that I will use radius dot circular, I guess. Yes, and the radius of 50. Then border side, and border side for the width of the border, I will use a width of the border inside the border side, and this should be 1 or 0.5. then the color of the border const, and for the color property I will use the same color which I've already used in unselected navigation bar items. So let's go to unselected navigation bar item. Yes, this is color property and color, this one. Okay, now copy and save. Yes, so we have got text field with a round round radius, but this showing this is overflow by 2.3 pixels. Okay, so no matter, I'll be using 35 size box. Yes, now it's a better, but for this I will use height to reduce the size of a text field. Yes, now it's a better. Now you can see the search hint text, it's not on the same position as this icon. So what we have to do, we have to use a content padding property, and inside this I will use that only from top, and I'll use 5. So now it's much better. Now we will move to our card or next part or the below of this part. Before moving to these cards, first we need to remove this status bar color, and for that we have to use a system overlay property, I guess. The system overlay property which is available in the silver A bar. Let's use system overlay style. Okay, system overlay style, and there we will be using system UI overlay style. In this I will use status bar color, and the color should be transparent, and when I save and hot reload, this will not work. There is a reason behind this. We need to use backward capability property to false. If this is true, this will take original UI of or preserve system original default background color, or you can say original default or properties whatever system has. So if this is true, now we have to make it false, and this is you need to pass a false here to hide or to transparent your status bar, not hide but transparent. So now you can see we have a transparent status bar, but this is a little bit you can say it's like it's on a status bar. We need to fill a gap, or we need to give a little bit gap to status bar and this text. So I will expand this more by 10 more pixel or 20. Let's remove this banner, and for this we will have to go our main.dart file, and in the main.dart file we will go to material.app widget, and inside that there is a property called debug banner debug show checked banner mode banner. So make it false. So this is removed. And now let's back to our explorer file. So you can see we are now we have now implemented the upper portion of our this UI. Now let's implement the lower portion, and the lower portion is a little bit tricky just because we have to implement a random color generate we need to generate a random colors for every scroll up and down. For that I need to use dot dot built-in classes called a random, and then I will pass a string code or hexa code into the integer just because of the color widget will get an int value. For all these I have to create some logic in the delegate and delegate callback. So for creating a random color, first let's create a single color for each cards. For that we need to remove this widget and pass another container widget, and in the container widget I will use a decoration part and box decoration. Inside the box decoration, let's paint this box with the blue colors dot blue or blue color or blue, yes, blue color or blue gray. Okay, blue color. And then border radius, so radius should be 20, or you can use circular 20. Box shadow, and we need a little bit shadow behind these in every box, so we need to apply a shadow. For this we have a box shadow property, and it will take a list of box shadow. So for the shadow I will use a color property box shadow, and this color, and the color, let's take example for testing purpose I will use a black, but black is not suitable for a shadow. We have to use light gray or light black. Blur radius for 10. Now we have a boxes, blue color boxes, and for shadow I will use black, 12 or 26. 12 is fine. Okay, so we need to have a little bit gap or padding on each box. For that I will go to the upper one container and outer container. In the outer container I will use edge dot all or only top 5, this one, top 5 bottom, top 5 bottom 5, right. Let's yes. Okay, top and bottom, left or right. Okay, left, 10 and right 10. So our boxes are ready now. Whenever I scroll up, so it's moving, and down it's moving. So our boxes are ready, and now what we have to do, we have to make each box with the random color. So for this I will use logic, or I will use int color. Okay, I will pass this color property here in the color class, and color. Okay, and this will take int value, so I am passing int here equals to int dot parse. What it will parse, it will parse a hexa string value, and for random class, then next random class, then next. Okay, first import this class from math package. Yes, next int, and inside the next int I will pass 5 digits. It is a 99,000 to radix string. Okay, inside the radix I will pass 16 for hexa color code, and then I will pass paired of 6, just because whenever we are passing, let's say take example of this. I'll move to main.dot file, and there we are using this one. Okay, copy this and paste it here for understanding purpose. Okay, so here you can see 0x ff, so we are appending 0 of fx 0x double f, we are appending to this color code. So this is a 6-digit color code, so that's why I am passing here the 6. And then what I'm passing, what I will pad to this is f, and f is for light color, or you can say the when you will be using f in all the color code, then you will get a white color. So for this reason, for not for white color but for light color, means light color, then I will I would append f in the last of my color code. So it's just like a creating a random color code, and boom. So every time I scroll up and down, so here is our magic. When I scroll up and come back to the same first container, purple, and now come back to, now it's dark red. This code not only change the color of first container, but all the random all the containers will get a random color. And this is a container, we are passing this color code, and every time you scroll up and down, you will get a random color for each container. Let's run this code in the separate dot file so that you can understand what's happening behind this. I will say test color dot and copy this code and void main. Whenever you want to use you want to execute dot code, then don't forget to call main method, just because it's entry point of a dot uh, entry point of a dot class or any dot code. Import this one. Okay, so now let's run each code one by one. Now let's execute the same program. Now you can see, now you will understand these lines of code. In the first line, I am getting a random number. I'm getting a random number from this range. Okay, so I'm printing this one. In the second line, I am converting this random number to the hexa. And in the third line, I just append f to this hexa number if there is any need. So the same hexa number, and this is the same hexa number, and appending the 2f on the left side of this hexa number, and make it a 6 digit code. So this is a 6-digit code. Okay, and after that I am just appending 0xff to that 6-digit code, and it will generate a random color for me. So this was a simple line, and this is a line which is creating a simple color code. And after in the final, I'm just parsing this whole string into the integer, and that integer will I'm assigning that integer to a color widget or color class. So you can see it only takes integer value, so I am parsing this one. So this was all about random color. Hope you understand how we generate a random color from this line of code. Okay, now let's move further, and we have a simple now we have to add images and text in each container. For that I will create a directory called images, and in directory I need to paste images which I have already downloaded. So I have pasted all images which I have downloaded from Google, and now let's add images to these containers. For adding images to our Flutter app, first of all we should go in pub.spec file, and inside pub.spec file there is a line to add assets to your application. To add assets section like this, just uncomment this, and this is for every single image, but I want to use whole directory or whole folder of images. So I just remove the name of the file, and now save it. And after that let's move to our explorer screen. Okay, and inside the explorer screen I will use image container. It's a box container. Okay, this is outer container, this is inside every box. Okay, so the child of this box I will use child and a column and then children. Okay, and the children first children should be image asset, and here I will pass images slash image 1 and dot, yes, image1 dot png. Okay, image1 dot png, and after that text dish 01. So it's throwing error just because we need to restart our app. We have changed in pub.spec file, and we added path for our or we have added asset folder and path of our images directory, so we should restart our app. So here we are getting images, but in every container we are getting a same image just because of I am giving here image 1. But what we should do, we have a 1 to 6, we have a 6 different images, and now I want to use a 6 different images. If I use index here, then index will be incrementing by 1, and it's throwing an error just because of when index is 7, and it will find 7 images, and there is not any 7 image, so it will throw an error. So for that we have to create a image int image num equals to 0, and not 0 but start from 1. And here we'll use image num equal to image num greater than equal to 6, just because of we have a number of we have 6 images and the last image is a 6, so we are using image greater than equal to 6. Then assign 1 to image num, or if it's a false condition, then plus plus image image num. So now let's add image num here, and let's remove this. Okay, now this was a previous statement where we were getting error for our image name, but now I have changed. Still it's not saved, so when I save it and hot reload, save and hot reload, so I'm still getting error, unable to load the same image. Come on. Images, okay, image none, then 6 to 1, then okay, image none. So I think we need to restart our app. So So now we have images, different images, and this image num. Every time whenever the images this image is variable is greater than or equal to 6, so it will assign, or it will start from 0, or not 0 but 1. And if it is not greater than or equal to 6, then it will increment by 1. First it's 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then assign 1 again. So again print one image, and then it will every time it will print from 1 to 6. So not print, but every time it will render or assign image name from 1 to 6. Now let's add index here. So now it's now the yellow box or yellow highlighted is saying the image is overflowing by 15 pixel. For that we should apply a width equal to 150 and height equal to 150. So now it's perfect. Yes. Now you can see we have implemented this screen in this video, and I don't think anything is still remaining for this screen. We have a top text and the text field, okay, and this border is a little bit darker. So for this I should use. So this tutorial is all about explore a screen, and in the next video I will implement this showcase screen. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and if you like this video, please press on the like button, and thank you.